Time travel, World War II, Scotland, a gorgeous heroine, two hot guys and an evil doppelganger? Yeah, this story has it all, and it's called Outlander. Outlander is finally here. The book that millions have loved for over 20 years is finally making it to the small screen through the genius that is Starz. I fell in love with this amazing, epic novel a few years ago myself and kind of thought about, will they ever make this a movie? I wanted to see it on the screen, but I was really hesitant about seeing it in a 2-hour form. I mean, 640 pages in a 2-hour movie is not going to be good. So as I sat down to watch the first episode, the first thing that happened was I got a stern warning from Starz telling me that this show is for mature audiences only, which by the way is totally legit. Nudity, sex, violence, language, it's all there. And as I was being warned about the graphic nature of this show, I sat down and quietly whispered to myself, please don't change the story. They didn't. This first episode is all about Frank and Claire and their post-World War II romance story. They've been apart for so long, but they're met together in beautiful Inverness, Scotland for a second honeymoon where they fall back in love and try to make a baby. And unlike Lucy and Desi, these two don't sleep in separate beds. At this point, I'm really in love with Frank. He's super cute and so attentive and seems so loving and warm to Claire. You kind of feel hope for their relationship, like everything's gonna work out. World War II, it's over, everything's gonna be amazing. And she falls through time into a war zone. I guess peacetime is over. Now for my 5 standout moments from this episode. 1. Frank and Claire jumping on the bed at the bed and breakfast was so adorable. I just felt like they had a renewed connection in that moment, and I felt such a love and a lightness in Frank. I just knew they were gonna make things work. 2. I couldn't get over how beautiful the scene was when Claire and Frank clandestinely went up to Craigna Dun and watched the Druid witches dance in the dawn. You also get the sense that maybe Claire is starting to believe that what Mrs. Graham saw in her tea leaves and on her palm reading might actually be true. 3. Oh my word, that rock is calling out to Claire. What is she gonna do? I mean, is it a magnet? Now she's traveling through time, which is something a bit unbelievable, but what I like about what Starz and Ronald Moore did here was they didn't make it super cheese. They could have done some weird CGI graphic while she falls through a tunnel. The imagery of a car accident was truly inspired. 4. Meeting who she thinks is Frank there to save her, and then it turning out to be Captain Black Jack Randall, who's got a knife to her throat and tries to rape her.
You're not Frank.
I don't like that part because I've just fallen in love with Frank. And why does this guy who looks just like her husband so wicked 200 years ago? I can't imagine seeing the one person I thought was going to be there to help me actually putting a knife to my throat. I hope I never have a doppelganger that does evil and wicked things. As far as I know, she's only nice. 5. When Claire asserts herself with the Highlanders, you just get this, yay, she didn't fall down and take it like women back then might have. Even though she's super assertive with Jamie and saving his arm from being broken when his shoulder's out of joint, she also is willing to be warm and vulnerable when Jamie tries to help her with his plaid. It was a favorite scene from the book, and it looked just like I wanted it to. And I think the warning from this episode is that if you hear a screaming rock in Scotland, don't touch it unless you want to travel back in time 200 years. If you meet a hottie like Jamie, it might be worth it. So there you have it. The first episode as I see it. Tell me what your favorite part from this episode was in the comments below, or you can even just tweet me at #OutlanderPaste and we'll discuss there.